Hello again. So we've been talking about weathering, and weathering is what makes soil. We started off talking about soil, that all the rocks and minerals that are part of soil get broken down through the process of weathering. Weather is in there, so we know that water, temperature, ice are forces of weathering. Today, instead of mechanical or physical weathering, which we did with the sugar shake, we are actually going to, oh, actually, we do have that in this experiment as well. But primarily, we're going to talk about chemical weathering. So think about if you are in the city and you go through the park, like Boston Common here in Massachusetts, and you look at the statues or the gravestones. Tremont Street, there's a great old cemetery, and here on Cape Cod as well. You notice that some of the stones, the writing is really hard to see. It's weathering away. I saw some pictures of statues that were in like Italy that were thousands of years old, and the features on the face of the statues were really being worn away. They were so hard you couldn't even really tell. They had been weathered so hard. What they were, was this a man, a woman, an animal? And then think about pigeons, because we're talking about chemical weathering. Pigeons sit on the head of statues, or they sit on windowsills in the city that are made out of stone, and they poop a lot. They scat a lot. And then think about if there's a lot of moisture in the air, if it's out and out raining, it can wash all that material down, and that has acids in it that can eventually start breaking down those rock materials. So chemical weathering can destroy statues, gravestones eventually. It breaks down and dissolves rocks and minerals. So think about if you've ever been in a cave, stalactites coming down from the ceiling, stalagmites coming up from the floor, and that's all rocks and minerals that have been dissolved in water and then deposited there. And The stalagmites and stalactites are growing in the caves, and they're just amazing to see and think about that this is a process that's caused by weathering. I promised you in the second video that we were going to talk about something to do with candy, and so basically any candy that has a candy coating, you can work this model with. You can see on YouTube directions to do with Skittles. It can be M&Ms, Reese's Pieces, anything with a candy coating that you can dissolve through chemical weathering. So I have a Skittle that's kind of a purpley color. It has that S on the front of it. And it's a great target, whether it's an S or an M. I don't think Reese's Pieces have a letter on them, do they? I haven't had them in a long, long time. But so we're going to do something with water. Um, and so I have a pipette. I sucked up some of the water, and I'm going to hold it up from the Skittle. I'm not going to go right down to it. I'm going to hold it up because I want some physical weathering in this as well. So I want the drop to actually, oh, here comes the drop. Can you see it hanging on there? Is it going to go? Is it going to go? I haven't squeezed the top yet. I'm going to count 10 drops on my Skittle. So here was one. Oh, it's almost going. We're going to push it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I want us to look at the paper towel. The paper towel represents the earth, by the way, and the Skittle is a rock. And this is rain, right? We're raining down on the rock. You can see that some of the color is moving out into the paper towels. So the color is being eroded away through the process of dissolving through chemical weathering. And also, if I did sound effects as I drop the drops, let me get a little bit more water onto this candy. Drop. Pow. 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 I'm sort of not counting them. I'm just watching what it's doing to the Skittle. Let me lift it up a little higher and tip it so you can see. Boink. Come on, there we go. Oh, it's so hard to do. The camera. But you might be able to notice that it's turning white. The color is breaking down. This is chromatography. You know, we can, if we kept doing it until it was all white, all the color was washed away, we could actually see the recipe that this company made the purple out of. What colors did they make the purple out of? Because each color molecule is a different size and they can be carried along in the paper towel, which is another thing that you could do for another day. Chromatography is super fun with paper towels because they're perfect for this, the way that paper towels are manufactured. I see a little bit of blue, so we're seeing a little bit, I guess, on this side of the color combination, the recipe for the purple of the Skittle. But can you see how it's white? It's being all broken down. You can see on the other side, right? Now, you could try this at home. Oh, here you go, back over, back over. You could see which would be more effective in destroying your candy. Submerging one completely in a little container of water or dripping it and see if the mechanical weathering caused more of a damage or just sitting in the water. Did that really dissolve it quicker? And maybe do a timing, between the two, keep them at the same time. I think this is just super cool. Can you see the blue? So this is chemical weathering, which breaks things down in some of the prettiest mineral deposits, like the desert rose is barite, and it forms the way it crystallizes after it's been dissolved. It looks like a rosebud with petals. So there's a lot of examples of chemical weathering in the world. Um, I want us to end with, what do I have for time here? I'm going to end with that, with our candy experiment. Try it with mint puffs. Do you see those? They taste really pepperminty and they're soft and they dissolve. Oh, that reminds me. When you have a lollipop or candy in your mouth and you try really hard not to bite it and you just leave it in there, that's chemical weathering, right? Our saliva has enzymes in it which break down things, the foods that we're eating. So that's how we start to digest, and then it goes down into the pipes and all that. But that's chemical weathering. As long as you don't bite, right? Well, that would be too, wouldn't that be? That would be mechanical weathering, I guess, with the teeth. So weathering is kind of exciting, isn't it? I'm sorry, Miss Mary gets excited about much. It doesn't take much to get me excited. So we'll see you on the next video where we're going to talk about some special rocks, my pretties.